We're going to talk about pricing goods and services. And really, it sounds simple. It is not simple. It's a balancing act because of the fact that you've got to look at different components as to what you're really offering. We have an economy in the United States of 80% service sector and 20% manufacturing. A lot of people would like to see the manufacturing go way up, and they're having different aspects trying to do that. But that being said, one of the ways to sit down and really make more money is take your product and have what we call the total product offer. I don't know about you, when I buy something, I'm looking at the whole thing as to what is the overall life expectancy of the product. Do I need to sit down and focus in as to this? A lot of times when you buy any kind of appliance, I have this $122 television set, and you too can have a warranty on it for 3 years. It only costs you $75. Well, you're almost hitting three-quarters of the cost of the whole thing, and you already have a 1 year warranty on it. So that being said, can't you just replace it for a little bit more? And so by the time you're all done, you look at the whole thing and this total product offer, it sounds good to sell it, except for the fact that really, do you need it? And then if you're going to sit down and be the one offering that, make certain there's enough benefits to really sit down and there's a good value for them. You want to have a good quality at a fair price. People like to have value. They like name brands too, and they want to make certain that it's customized to them whenever possible. But really, if you're adapting products to new market, it's an ongoing challenge to make certain that you have all kinds of different things. But if you can, you add a total product offer, not just this thing, but this thing plus a service, because we are a quality company. And on top of that, we can offer you 3 year warranty. We can offer you this. And also, by the way, if you buy this over here, if you ever go on Amazon, you buy a product, people that bought this product also buy the following three things. And all of a sudden now you went in, you spent $22, and all of a sudden you're leaving the Amazon website paying $79 because you bought the thing you wanted, plus two more things on top of it. And all of a sudden it arrives and say, what did I do? Okay, so the total product offer, a lot of times you want to try to attach different things with it, different appliances, different aspects of what it can do, and upgrade it, because upgrading is kind of where you have a good profit margin. Here's some things that we don't give up. But if you look at the aspect of how many phones we have, last I checked, which was just a year ago, 97% of all Americans have a cell phone, and 92% of them have a smartphone. So we're looking at a whole different world where everybody's digital. Everybody pretty much has access to cell phone service. Now they're going after planet Earth to put a cell phone in everybody. Eventually, they're going to start putting chips in us rather than having a separate phone, and we just sit there tap our forehead or side head, and the whole process will be able to connect with somebody in the process. Okay, discount apparel. We want to sit down and look nice, but not spend a lot of money. Haircuts and coloring, we will always sit down and have to get our haircut no matter what happens. As a matter of fact, if you go on the Small Business Administration website, they typically have a listing of the top 5 recession resistant businesses, which nowadays you don't know if one's going to hit or not, just depends what's going on with the economy. But that being said, the number one item out there that is recession resistant is selling, is the aspect of flood and disaster cleanup. So if somebody has a fire or a water, they're not going to go out dickering. They're going to just say, can you get over here and clean this immediately? My house is flooded. So they come over and they vacuum things. You don't even sometimes know how much it's going to cost you. You're panicking because your world is turned upside down. That's number one. Number two is haircuts. People will always get haircuts. I can't afford to go to Hawaii this year, but I'm going to go over to the beauty shop and I'm going to spend $400 to get my hair done. And by the way, that $400 is not unbelievable. It actually is a common price tag for a lot of different hairstyling, colors, and the whole thing. And you spend all that time, 3, 4 hours sometimes, with somebody talking to them and everything else, enjoying the thing. And that's going to be their version of a vacation because they can't afford anything else, but they want to be spoiled. Fast food, we will always buy fast food because we're Americans, we're entitled to it. It is not healthy. We know it the whole time we're consuming it, but man, does it ever taste good. We're not going to give these things up over here. Sometimes we'll delay purchasing a luxury handbag. You know, even the wealthy of us, they delay a lot of times buying their Lamborghinis. I was a bit surprised. I thought the wealthy will always buy whatever they want. That simply isn't true. Whenever you have a slight economy recession, you have your high-end cars. The poor Bentley dealerships, Oh, they go poverty. Oh, we only sold four of these $375,000 cars this year. Oh my God, this month we're going to start. Well, anyway, but they sing the story. Luxury handbag, satellite radio, cable television, that's out. Specialty apparel, high-end cosmetics and spa treatment. I'll hold off getting the whole spa treatment. I'll just get my hair done in the process. You know, here's a special market over here. A lot of times, if you get invited to be part of a wedding, it is a financial disaster. You have to go to a destination wedding. We're in Tahiti. The airplane flight costs $3,000 round trip, and then the dress and the apparel and all this. By the time you're all done, it's a 5,000 financial burden because somebody wanted you to be part of their life in some part of the world. So the destiny. So what? Bernie Gray, they came out with dresses. They're all about $99, and they match and they're interchangeable. They look and they have the same color, similar patterns. It's a fabulous way. This was brilliant. It reduced overall a lot of different things, especially the fact it can be all done on the internet using Instagram process. Sometimes you use a distributed product development, handing out part of your innovation process, you're shipping stuff, you're offshoring it over to other countries, India, different aspects over in Asia, down in South America, and you're handing it off and this adding things to different things to come over here. So it depends what it is. You'll have different things to be careful about because you have cultural and geographic and even legal boundaries. Sometimes intellectual property laws are not enforced here. And if you have somebody else do them, they may steal your idea and turn around and make their own product exactly using your design, putting their name on it and cheating you out of whatever's involved. So be careful on distributed product development, but it's a good way to develop the whole thing. Total product offer, pretty much everything to consumers that's involved. Evaluate the different dimensions, both the tangible and the intangible. Intangible are things you don't touch, and they're sitting over there. So what is there special about that aspect of it, and what's tangible about it? Marketers, they like to think and talk to consumers to find out what's important. So pay attention to what they think and what the people that are meeting the customer, what they're talking about, and bring it back to make your product, the total product offer, really well done. Here's an example. You see in the core over here, here's our product, and we're going to sit there and get it to you in X number of days, or you can pick it up right here. We'll load it up, put your car around the back, we'll load it up in for you. Okay, and then you have the image. Then you have the actual reputation of that. You have the guarantee. You have the store surrounding. There's all these different things that you have to create, making certain you have the right price, the right location. Are you selling it over here? Is it 100% internet based? What kind of guarantee you have? I have to tell you, I sometimes do not like to deal with Amazon because some of the issues they've had and the way they process things. But by golly, I sure like it when I order something and I get it the next day or 2 days later. That is a nice feature, and everybody likes to sit down and have that type of high customization. And boom, you get it right over there. If that's part of your overall package, that's a really smart move on a regular basis. Product features. What is out there? I have my iPhone. I only have two lenses on my camera though. I need to get another one that has three lenses on it. Fortunately, a lot of us think that you can actually live with only one lens on the camera on the back of your phone. But it won't be cool. Your friends will disdain you because of the fact that you only have the one lens. Unfortunately, I'm not being funny. That part is actually true. But that being said, product features, the more you have, the better off you are. And by the way, the more you have, the higher the probability of it breaking down. It's fun to have all the cool things, but then you got to pay to make certain they're maintained well. Here's some of the examples. Once upon a time, product innovation, electric razors. They actually had razors that you run over your face or whatever process part you were shaving. They had car radios. They had AM radios. Yes, it's a whole different aspect. They had supermarkets. And then 1933, they came up with a fabulous invention called chocolate chip cookies. Yes. Okay. And then laundromats. And then they started getting appliances you can actually buy and put them in your house. Here are some of the different aspects of once upon a time, there was a thing called Friendster. And then Friendster got replaced by MySpace. And you had to have a Friendster account, but then it evolved into MySpace. And then Facebook. Now, Facebook is only for old people. We all know that. So now you have all the different 17 different other ways of apping exactly the same thing that this thing did over here. Once upon a time, there was a company called Blockbuster, and people would go into a store and go along the shelving and rent a movie sometimes in a thing called a VCR, and then eventually turned into a DVD player, and then you rent it and take it home and put it into a machine and watch it. Blockbuster at one point, they looked at this upstart called Netflix, and Netflix had this bizarre thing where you could sit down and get a subscription, and they would send you movies every month, and you can customize your order up to 3 movies a month. And so Blockbuster was going to buy it, and they turned it down. Now Netflix dominates the streaming world. And Blockbuster doesn't exist at all anymore. Here's kind of what happens out there. Polaroid cameras were instant, click, then all of a sudden you got a piece of film coming out, the picture that developed in 1 minute. And then now we have smartphones totally displacing that whole world. You have the whole thing, a lot of different things change out there. So pay attention to the product development offer. Sometimes you come up with a whole product line. Here's an example of Coca-Cola. There's Coca-Cola. There's Diet Coke. There's Zero Coke. There's Cherry Coke. There's cherry vanilla Coke. There's vanilla Coke. They have almost every aspect of Coca-Cola you could possibly have. If you went into a store and they had all the different versions of soda, you'd have the whole thing, including Dasani water and the whole product line. All that is part of Coke. Sometimes you'll have different things like Procter & Gamble. They make a whole variety of different things used in the home. Toothpaste, cosmetic, diapers, batteries, bar soap. By the time you're all done, they have a product mix. So the manufacturer has multiple product lines. And so the product lines are all out there compared to a product line here. You'll see over here on toothpaste, Procter & Gamble has multiple different varieties of toothpaste. So they have a product mix with product lines. By the time they're all done, they have a massive number of different things that are involved. Total product offer, pay attention to what this is because you experience it on a regular basis. There's product development to worry about, distributed product creation. Make certain that you have a total product offer, especially on higher end merchandise, so you can have add-ons by the time you're done. And then see about the product market replacement. What's going to replace that in 3 to 10 years? And pay attention to a product line with different variations, like the Coca-Cola example we have here, and then the product mix, like we saw Procter & Gamble. So pay attention to the total product offer, what's involved, and how you and your company can make more money from a ready consumer. Take care.